want to shift to the economy and talk to you a little bit about a couple of things. I mean, number one, you can get into inflation. I thought the numbers today were okay, right? I mean, it showed prices going up a little bit. I think some of that is tariffs, but to my point earlier, it's not as much as a lot of people had feared. Second thing, BLS, Bureau of Labor Statistics. The president had fired the commissioner there, and he's bringing in a guy by the name of E.J. Antoni, who we've gotten to know on this show. He's at Heritage and came on a lot to talk about the economy. Now, he has this idea that he's spoken about of maybe not having a jobs report every month. Here's Caroline Leavitt, the president's press secretary, who was asked about that in today's briefing and said this.
I think he floated the idea of possibly suspending until they can get the data and the methodology in order. And this president wants to ensure that the BLS, again, is putting out accurate and honest data that the American people can trust.
Okay, those are two different things, accurate and honest, right? I mean, like, you know, you can have questions about accuracy and it wouldn't necessarily bring up some of the things the president has brought up. But what about this idea, Mick, of not having a jobs report first Friday of the month?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Heritage, and I've heard two different things from a bunch of different sources. Number one, they floated the idea of maybe skipping a month or two while they reset the methodology. That's one thing, and that doesn't sound entirely crazy. That's fine. I didn't have much confidence in the numbers going in anyway, so I'm okay with that. If they're talking about getting rid of the numbers forever or for an extended period of time, that's insane. So I'm not sure that's really
I think it's the first one, or I hope it's the first one. I think that's what they would do.
Exactly.
What about the pick of
Antoni?
Because
the second one is just nuts.
And, you know, are people going to have credibility questions here about whoever the president picks after the way it went down with firing the previous commissioner?
Sure, but a lot of us had credibility questions. And listen, I don't go to the credibility of the individuals. I don't think the numbers coming out of BLS were political in nature. They weren't designed to make Donald Trump look bad, because if they had been, they never would have been that high in the first place. If the BLS wanted to make Trump look bad, they would have reported the numbers down to begin with. Not
I also feel like so many people would have had to be in on that. It's almost probably impossible, but it doesn't mean we do a good job of collecting the data.
Exactly. So that's my point. Put politics aside, if you can do that in Washington, D.C. these days. The numbers were wrong. I mean, the revision that they had the last couple of months was the biggest since 1979, and there's got to be somebody accountable for that. So, look, I didn't have a lot of faith in the numbers, not because of politics, just because the numbers turned out to be wrong more often than they were right. So I think there's going to be a credibility there. I hope that we are able to put politics aside. Again, that's really difficult to do this day and age, and try and see if they can get some numbers that are closer to accurate. I think there's going to be a much bigger focus, Connell. Not a lot of folks talked about this, on the private data. Sometimes in this network we talk about the ADP numbers. They come out a couple days before the jobs numbers. Let's watch those and see if those private data give us any insight into how accurate the BLS numbers are moving forward.
Whoever's collecting it, whether it's ADP or whether it's the government, they got to figure out a way of doing a better job of it and getting people to respond to these surveys, because the response rates are way down. Mick, thank you as always. Mick Mulvaney.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.